Hi, this is Tansy Muller again, and I support women who are caring for somebody to help them out of overwhelm, to stop them burning out, and to actually find out what it is they'd like to do in their lives, even though they're constrained by being a carer. At the moment, that may not always be the case, and everyone always has a purpose. In fact, I think we need a purpose in life. Even though your life has perhaps become stilted, stopped, halted, and the journey you're on isn't what you expected it to be. I have found when I had one child that my life was going along pretty well. I didn't actually know that my son had autism and ADHD, and I just treated him as my child, quirky young man who had bags of I had bags of fun with him anyway. And then my daughter arrived, and it was apparent very early on that something wasn't right. She started having fits. And I had been working with my son and fully intended to go back to work after I'd had my daughter. Unfortunately, I was unable to, and that was the break in my journey that really made me question what was going to happen to all the dreams that I had about my life, having my children, them growing up, and then me actually doing what I wanted to do, which was to work with people and to teach, really, to carry on teaching and enjoy that. And that became impossible for me for quite some time. When my daughter went to school, I found that I could only get a part-time job, and only with a charity that would allow me flexible hours, because as many of you who are looking after children with additional needs may find, it's impossible to commit to doing something when you do have a child with additional needs, because you can be called at any given time and have to drop everything, including your life and what you're doing maybe for you. And that can be really frustrating, because again, you may be asking yourself, what happened to my life? Is this my life forever? And when's it going to end? When am I going to stop being exhausted and have some time for me? And a very wise person once said to me, you know what, you feel like this now, but I'm going to tell you, everything passes. And what I found is, what has passed is not the situation so much, but the way that I have dealt with it. I've dealt with it by fitting studying into my caring role, studying from home, and just getting breaks whenever I can. And that's kept me sane. Because for some of us, the caring journey will never end. There are, for the foreseeable future, our young people are not going to be fully independent ever. We may hope, and I certainly do hope. And then if you're caring for, as my mother became ill and I had to care for my mother, again, the direction, my daughter had left home and she was in a residential college, and I found, wow, I've got all this time. Then I began to be a carer for my mother. And the fatigue and exhaustion took over. And as you know, or as you may not know if you haven't seen any other lives, I did hit burnout, and I spent my 6 months barely able to do anything. If any of this resonates with you, if you are a carer who feels let down, fed up that they haven't been able to fulfill their life's purpose, or you're overwhelmed and in danger of burnout, do drop me a comment below. I'd really love to talk with you. I promise it's not to sell anything. It's just to sort of talk to you, because I've also noticed that carers are often isolated and don't have anyone to sound off to. So please do drop me a note underneath this video, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be any earlier than this, but this seems to be the time that's the best for me. So I'm signing off now, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.